So on page 11 here, we have our last rule called the power rule. Okay. Let's think about this. If I have something like x squared raised to the 5th power, that means I have x squared multiplied to itself 5 times. Right? Would you agree with what that means? Okay. So what is this? X to the what power?
6.
How'd you get 10? Okay. What do we do when we multiply? What do we do with our exponents? Add them. What's 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2? It's 10. Okay? Now, we don't have to draw it all out. What's the shortcut, Matthew? Oh, we could just say, 2 times 5 is 10. Okay? So this is our power rule. If we have something with an exponent raised to a power, the base stays the base, and we're going to multiply the exponents. And that's it. Okay. What? Why? Son of a gun.
That's why I said 7, but I thought we were right.
I did mess up. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Okay, thank you. All right. So, in number 1, this becomes 8 to what power? 8 to the 10. We just take 2 times 5. Okay. Now, I'm not going to make you put 8 times 8 times 8 times 8 10 times in your calculator because I think that number is so ridiculous it's not worth our time. Okay. What about number 2? How about you write down what the new exponent is for negative 15? Elaine, what's our new exponent for negative 15? 18, okay? Now, if we have a negative base, you need to make sure that there's parentheses around it because it does affect the outcome. So will you please make sure that around negative 15 there's parentheses along with your 18th power? Now, what about in number 3? What does the exponent for 4 become?
4.
Negative 4. And am I going to allow you to keep a negative exponent? No, so I want this to be 1 over 4 to the 4th. Okay. Skip number 4. Look at number 5. What does our exponent on 10 become? Oh, thank you, Matthew. A positive 21. Why is it positive? Negative times a negative is a positive. Man, you guys are on a roll. Yeah. You said it right. Okay. All right. I would like you to write down what you think the answers are to 7, 8, 9. Landon B., what do you think about number 7? X to the what? Well, what do we got to do with 9 and 3? Okay, so what's 9 times 3? Go grab a calculator. Okay. We'll come back to number 7. Carlos, what about number 8? X to the what? Excuse me, that's an A. A to the what?
14.
A to the 14th. 2 times 7 is 14. Okay. Sammy, what's the new exponent for number 9? Negative 20, but we can't leave negative 20, so we have to put 1 over k to the 20th. Okay? Circle back to you, Landon. What's our exponent for number 7?
27.
All right, that should be x to the 27th. Did you get those right? Okay, did everybody make number 9 a fraction because of the negative exponent? Okay, good. Now, do you notice 10, 11, and 12, how there's now more than one variable in there? That's fine, okay? If there's more than one variable, that just means our exponent gets to be shared to more than one, okay? So first of all, inside the parentheses, what's the exponent on C?
1.
Yep, okay? So that 4 exponent, it gets shared with C and it gets shared with D. Okay, so Channing, what is the exponent for C? What is 4 times 1?
Times what? 1 or 4. 4.
Okay, and then the exponent for D is going to be 4 times 2, which is 8. Okay. Okay. So how about number 11? Yay. Thank you. Three gets shared to everything. What does that mean the new exponent for M will become? Negative 6. And what about the new exponent for N? What did you say? 24? Right? 8 times 3 is 24? Okay. Does anybody need to move? Sorry, does any variable need to move? Who needs to move? M, just the M, N stays? Okay, so N stays and M moves across the fraction bar. Okay. All right, you tell me what you think the answer, or write down what you think the answer to number 12 is. All right, who wants to give it to me? X to the 28th. Charmony, Y to the 14th. We got it. Okay. Now, we do need to be a little bit careful when we have a coefficient. Okay? So I want to just draw our attention back to number 10. In number 10, C didn't have an exponent, so we knew it was really an exponent of 1, and then we just shared the love with the power. Okay? In number 13 and 14 and 15 and all the ones with these coefficients, it's that same story. What is the exponent on 3? There's nothing there, so we know that it's a 1. So we're going to take this exponent of 2, and it's going to get shared to every exponent inside the parentheses. So this becomes 3 to the 2nd power and x to the 14th power. Okay? Now, we can either use our brains or our calculators. What is 3 squared? So you guys are going to break my heart already. 9x to the 14th. Okay. Write down what you think the answer to number 14 is. Well, it's not 5 times 3. It's 5 times 5 times 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What'd you get? Oh, yeah. So that's good. So we're just gonna actually write down what that number is. Okay. All right. So Charmony's paper said 5 to the 3rd and to the 12th. Do you agree with her first step?
Yeah.
Okay. Using your brain, because I made you remember this last time for last unit, or your calculator, what is 5 to the 3rd? Okay, this is not 5 times 3. It's 5 times 5 times 5. 125. I think that's my biggest concern for the mistake that you could make is accidentally multiplying instead of making it an exponent. And it's okay if you already did that. We're going to make that mistake, and we just need to be really careful about thinking about what these mean. Okay? Okay. Now, in number 16, this becomes 4 to the 4th and w to the negative 28. Right? Do you disagree? Okay. Can somebody help me? What is 4 to the 4th?
256?
Yeah. Now, where do I put w to the 28th? Underneath. Very good. Okay. Now, there's 2 more on the next page I want to look at. The first one I want to look at is number 21. We're going to kind of go in a weird order. So on the top of middle of the next page, I want you to find 21. Okay. What happens? This becomes 5 to the negative 2 and k to the negative 12. It's okay for a coefficient to have a negative exponent, because what does it mean? It just means that we need to make this a fraction. 5 squared needs to go across the fraction bar, and k to the 12th needs to go across the fraction bar, since they're both negative. Fix it? Fix it? Now, do I want you writing 5 squared? No, what do I want you writing? 25. All right, jump back up to number 18 and write down what you think the answer is. Can we all agree that A has the exponent of 16 and B has the exponent of 6? What do you have in front of that, though? I have negative 49. I hear 49. I hear, did anybody have like 14 or negative 14? Okay. Negative 7 is getting squared, right? What did I tell you about negative numbers with an exponent? They need to be in parentheses. Because what is negative 7 times negative 7? 49. This is a positive 49. So if you had a negative 49, please fix it. And please be careful when we have negative coefficients and how that's going to affect our answer.